Hello, beautiful ones. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to share a brief message of something really unique that happened to me today. And the reason why I was prompted to share this with you all is because I believe that this is something that is not just unique to me, but that other people will start to experience these things. As maybe some of you have heard, the Schumann's resonance today, it spiked 190, and it created a very odd symbol or shape that looked almost like a geometrical shape. Some people were saying that it looked like DNA. Some people were saying that it was a fluke. I see it as just a sign of the energies and how we are shifting into different timelines and it's part of our ascension process. So the experience that I had today was actually, I was in a meditative state. It was this morning, and I was meditating, and I was wide awake. And I had the sudden realization that I was in a different timeline. And in this timeline, I was still in the same house that I'm in now. And the house looked almost exactly the same, but there were two differences. In this timeline, my bathroom looked different. It was just a different layout. And also I was with a previous partner that I haven't been with in a few years, but he was still there. And I immediately realized that something was off, but I was still, it was like I was in that timeline and I was still being who I was in that timeline, but there was this like realization that something was off. As that happened, I also became aware of other timelines, and I became aware of this one that I'm in right now. So what happened was that it kind of freaked me out and I snapped out of it and I came back to this one. But then immediately upon coming back to this one, I went back to that one. And it wasn't like I was doing consciously, it just happened. So in that timeline, I am talking to this partner. And by the way, the partner in this timeline was completely different from how they are here in this timeline. So that was really interesting to see a different version of the same person. And so I started asking them, what, can you explain this to me? Like I'm experiencing multiple timelines. There's one that I exist in where you're not in my life anymore. And they were very confused. They had no idea what I was talking about. And so I was asking them, can you just please fill me in? Fill me in as to like what happened. And so I became aware of three different timelines. The current one where this person left and didn't come back. Another timeline where the person came, left, and then came back again, and then left again, and then that timeline that I was experiencing where they had stayed the whole time. And so I was asking them, and they weren't really sure what was happening. They kind of just told me, no, I've been here this whole time. And then I snapped out of it. But it was so real. It was just as real as this world. It didn't feel any different. It didn't feel like a dream. It was completely like this world. And coming back from that, I was just like, I couldn't process what had just happened because I've never had anything like that happen before. I've had other weird things happen, but nothing like that. And so coming back from it, I couldn't really make out what had happened. And this evening, I got the prompt to go ahead and share it with you all because many of you are going to start having similar experiences. Our reality is getting trippier by the day, and it's going to get even trippier as it goes on. Now, this is not something that we have to fear. There's a much grander plan that is going on right now, and what I'm realizing is that not all of us are having these experiences at the same time, meaning that some people will have these experiences in a few years. Some people have had those experiences already a few years ago. Some people are having them now, and so we're not all shifting at the same time. We're all going through different shifts, and what will happen is we'll have like a little quantum leap, and then we'll kind of rest, and then we'll have another quantum leap, and it'll just kind of go on until our new reality is almost unrecognizable compared to the reality that we were in. And again, this is not something to be fearful of. So the other thing is that I'm noticing that a lot of people that were completely different are now talking to me about things that they would have talked to me about a year ago. We have on the news now the UFO thing that's coming up, the ones that supposedly landed in Las Vegas, and the Whistleblower, and so many people like recording weird lights. Yeah, I've recorded lights myself. And so this is something that is like in our reality now, and it's gonna continue to grow. It's gonna continue to grow, especially as we expand ourselves and expand our view of life. You know, before we thought, you know, we were the only ones on this planet, and you know, we were here and this was it. And now we're finding out we're multidimensional beings, and that we have multiple realities that we exist in, and that there are infinite beings. Type of beings that are out there that are in contact with us, that are communicating with us. So in regards to the Schumann's resonance, like I said, it did spike to 190. There was a 24-hour blackout before that, and then we also had an M flare. The sun, you know, we had an M flare for the sun a couple of days ago after it had been pretty quiet. So I wanted to share that with you all, and just let you know that if you do start having experiences that are completely different from anything you've ever experienced, to not be afraid, and to just go with the flow and realize that life is getting more beautiful, life is getting more wonderful. Continue to take care of yourselves. I love you all. Bless you. Bye-bye.